Relationships are the primary context of existence, and children need to see us practice a sympathetic presence to the earth as a means for being in a mutually enhancing relationship to it. Parents, and I'd say grandparents, need to say to the child, let's go out into the sunset, let's wade in a creek, let's go meet the trees. Children need to breathe, to inhale with the whole earth. I told Thomas of the programs we had initiated for schools: Awakening to Nature, the Poetry of Nature, Native American Journeys, and our after-school program called Children of the Forest. I told him about our development of a national educators program called The Inner Life of the Child in Nature, Presence and Practice, that is allowing teachers from schools, churches, synagogues, therapeutic practices, we've even had a few doctors, to come to find ways to bring the work with children and the earth into their own settings. Thomas replied, "You are doing foundational work which is imperative for laying down enduring value of beauty, wonder, and intimacy. A sense of the sacred begins here. All that you're doing for children gives them a sense of belonging, a self-orientation, a sense of imagination and meaning. Out of these experiences, they come to know something of the world which becomes the basis for their thinking. They need the magical idea of creation their whole life long, as they have to create and invent the 21st century. The children of this century will determine the fate of the planet. The most basic issue is how we bond with the earth." I went on and described to him the earth walks we take children on at our earth sanctuary, our practices of using silence, deepening the senses, creating magical moments, and beholding. Now, if you want to understand how to create a magical moment, all you really have to do is stop. Stop the hectic pace that we travel at, the accelerating tempo of our time. Stop. Stop where you are and see the color of the sky, the way the sun, the position of the sun, the patterns of the bark on the trees, the various colors that you see around you. You need to smell, take it in, listen. That's all you need to do. And then say to yourself the day. This is February the 27th, Saturday, February the 27th. And we're here with a group of people as a communion of subjects that will never happen again in this way at this time. You can even blink if you want to take that picture. And I tell the children when we do this that you can then take that picture out and think about it and let it come back to you when you're mad or you're sad or any of your feelings. Then the practice of beholding is one in which you let something attract you and you look at it once and maybe turn away from it. Look back toward it, turn away from it again, and one more time, look at it and turn away from it. And as we continue, as we finish doing this, one 7th grader told me from a Jewish school that we worked with for 6 years, she said, the first time I looked, I just saw a tree. The second time I looked, I saw the patterns of the bark. The third time, I saw the spirit of the tree. It's some eco-contemplative practice, and it might be interesting to you to know that there is a movement now in this country to bring contemplative practices back into education, initiated by the Dalai Lama and supported by Stanford and Harvard and the Fetzer Institute as funders. Our director, Peggy, has been to one of the conferences and perhaps will go again this summer. And it is our hope that we can bring the eco-contemplative practices that we've been doing with children into that work. These practices, I said to Thomas, have developed out of your understanding. To which he laughingly replied, yeah? Oh my. That was the way he spoke. I told him how we were drawing parallels between the way plants and creatures and trees grew and changed and the way children did. I told him how we gave children an opportunity to express their experiences through art or writing as a means of bringing images of the natural world into the child's consciousness. As we all know, children today are being bombarded by negative images from the media and everywhere. And the experiences that we hope that we bring them into are ways for them to express their own sense of self in relationship to the natural world. I told him how each of us on our staff practice noticing the natural world every day. The flight of a cardinal, the sound of a barred owl, patterns of bark on the trees, the rhythm of a day, and how this practice of noticing has become part of our teachers' programs. Finally, I told him how, in our organization, the understanding of differences has made all the difference, as our small staff has struggled to bring forth our best capacities to birth a new social form in the world. Thomas listened intensely and then disappeared into his office, returning with several green bookmarks with a poem on them, which he had written, and proceeded to read it with great feeling. The child awakens to a universe, the mind of a child to a world of wonder, imagination to a world of beauty, emotions to a world of intimacy. It takes a universe to make a child, both in outer form and inner spirit. It takes a universe to educate a child, a universe to fulfill a child. Each generation presides over the meeting of these two and the succeeding generation so that the universe is fulfilled in the child and the child is fulfilled in the universe. While the stars ring out in the heavens, he would say, with great joy. I thanked him again for his inspiration and hugged him and left with utter gratitude for the continuing sense of the sacred that he inspires. Thank you.